we were talking about consumers. There's a new report from Privacy International cited by the Financial Times saying at least 20 out of the 34 popular Android apps, including Kayak, Skyscanner, TripAdvisor, and MyFitnessPal, are sharing data with Facebook without consumer consent. So it wasn't just Facebook just opening the door to app developers with our data, which was really the Cambridge Analytica scandal. It's also moving in the other direction. Facebook stock lost about a quarter of its value in this year. Robert, your reaction to this? When is it going to stop?
Yeah, it's not going to stop. So you have a fitness tracker, and there's an app connected to, right? It's not going to stop. You know, they're going to always find a way to monetize this data. And, yeah, you know, you have all types of, you know, laws in place, European, American, that are designed to prevent it. But they're still going to do it in some way, shape, or form. They're going to apologize later. And in the end, you know, they're getting paid, so why not? Here you have a fitness tracker that you have connected to your phone, and you allow Facebook to access your data in some way because you might have agreed to it. And that's sending, you know, your heart rate maybe, your location data, your pulse, whether you have high blood pressure. Do you want Facebook knowing that? Do you want advertisers and marketers knowing that? Do you want insurance companies knowing that? So it's up to you to disconnect and not allow that to happen.
Mattie, given the fact that these social media companies have been the target of Washington, kind of finally in the last year, to some comedic effect in some of these hearings, what happens in the new year? Because again, that is one of the major questions for technology investors is regulation.
Exactly. And we actually haven't seen as much of exposure of tech companies to the Capitol Hill as I think we will in the coming year, because Democrats now have those juiced up oversight responsibilities taking over a chamber of Congress. I think we will certainly see a lot of this ire be directed at tech. But as we just saw, this is not as simply a tech problem. I think Facebook takes the load of the criticism on these data protection concerns as it should, because it doesn't do enough to protect our data. But listen, all of these companies are profiting on data as well. This is no longer just a tech company problem. It is a wholesale consumer problem, because every company collects data on you. We forget that it's not just about these companies amassing consumers. It's about what they do with that consumer data. So this needs to be a long-term goal of regulators. And I'm not someone who thinks that we need to get regulators to step in right away. But I think if there's going to be oversight of companies, it needs to be that focus on data, securing data for consumers, instead of saying that one company is at fault here.
Robert, a final word to you, because I bought my mother a Kindle for the holidays, and when I went to set it up, one of the first things that the device asked is, would you like to connect to your Facebook account? And the answer, of course, was no. But again, so ultimately it's up to the consumer to do something about this, like you said.
Yeah, unfortunately, you know, the public they see these free services, and what they don't realize is that they are the product and they are what's for sale. And until you as a consumer recognize that, you're going to just keep freely sharing your data and ultimately getting bit by these big companies.